everybody. Thanks for coming on for our daily devotions. Today I want to talk about longing for God's presence. And that is so clearly depicted in Psalm 42 verses 1 and 2. Let's read that. It says, "As the deer pants for streams of water, so my soul pants for you, my God. My soul thirsts for God, for the living God. When can I go and meet with my God?" So here we have the psalmist clearly sharing his longing, his desire to have a close, intimate relationship with God. And he used some strong words. He says, "My soul pants," a very intense word, very desperate for water, as a dog or a deer who've been running for a long while and they're extremely thirsty or even dehydrated. And so he saw God as a necessity for living, as water is for life. And he thought about this longing, he contemplated on this so much that he decided, I've got to do something about it. When can I go and where can I go to meet my God? So it's important that you and I plan our times to meet with God. It mustn't just be haphazardly done. We need to find a specific place and a specific time and have our secret time, our secret place encounter with God. Now, for most persons, the best time might be in the morning. And David in Psalm 63, "God, thou art my God, early will I seek thee. My soul thirsteth for thee, my flesh longeth for thee in a dry and a thirsty land where no water is." It's good to start in the morning before we get cluttered with the daily activities of the day. And the psalmist in Psalm 84, verses 1 to 4 says, "How lovely is your dwelling place, Lord Almighty. My soul yearns, even faints for the courts of God. My heart and my flesh cry out for the living God. Even the sparrow has found a home, and the swallow a nest for herself where she may have her young, a place near your altar, Lord Almighty, my King and my God." So again, we pick up the hunger of the psalmist for God and his presence. The psalmist observed that the birds themselves found a little place in the tabernacle, and even they laid their nests and they were able to have their young right there in the tabernacle. And he wanted to be just there as these birds were. We pick that up again with David in Psalm 27 verse 4. He expresses that same hunger. He says, "One thing have I desired of the Lord, that I will seek after, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, to behold the beauty of the Lord and to inquire in his temple." So his fixed desire was to abide and remain in the presence of God. You know, the priests were there in the tabernacle all the time, and he wished he could be just like one of them every day in the presence of God. And you and I can have that as we spend time in a corporate worship in church. Maybe that's just once a week, but God is saying he wants us to have daily communion, daily fellowship. So let's not just settle for just experiencing God's presence Sunday morning only, as we say, via SMO, but really to have God's presence in our homes, in our lives, in the cars, wherever we go, we can experience the presence of God. And David went on to say he desired to behold or to gaze upon the beauty, which means God's pleasantness, God's loveliness, the nature and the characteristics of God were revealed in his time that he spent with God. And is in that place, when he discovered who God is, he became aware of all the attributes of God. His confidence was built up to be able to go and make his petitions, his requests known to God, knowing that God will hear and answer. It was in that place he was able to hear the voice of God and to get clarity on many issues that he was facing. So I want to encourage us, let's press in to deepen our encounter with God, to pursue God long after him, and ask him to give us specific steps that you and I can take, and for grace to seek after our God. We will experience his presence as never before.